Hi, everyone. I'm Reagan LePage, and welcome back to another episode of Inner Harbor Cast, where we shine a spotlight on the people, organizations, and events making a difference throughout Central New York. On today's Community Connection, we're talking about a very special organization that brings people together through strength, remembrance, and community. Rachel's Warrior Run in Oswego. Now in its second year, Rachel's Warrior Run is more than just a race. It's an opportunity for people to come together, show support, raise awareness, and remind those that may be facing difficult times that they are never alone. From the run itself to community activities, this event is all about celebrating warriors, honoring Rachel's story, and bringing the Oswego County community together. We're excited to hear the story behind the event, what it means to bring people together, and how you can be a part of Rachel's Warrior Run. Joining me today is Rachel's mom and the founder of Rachel's Warrior Run, Elizabeth Allen. Liz, welcome.
Thank you, Reagan. Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
We're so happy to have you. So, for someone that might be hearing about Rachel's Warrior Run, the organization, for the first time, can you kind of tell us what inspired you to start it?
Yes, I can. Thank you. My daughter, Rachel, she was taken from us um, in a tragic event, July 13th, 2 years ago, 2024. And so we wanted to, remember Rachel, and we learned like shortly after she was taken from us that so many people in Oswego knew Rachel or worked with Rachel or worked out with Rachel because she was a Zumba instructor and she did strong women events. And, she worked in the local food industry, restaurant industry. And she just, so many people knew her. They loved her. And of course, her family loved her. And we wanted to remember her. And we also wanted to raise awareness about violence against women because we feel that there's too much of it in our society. And another thing that we wanted to do in remembrance of Rachel is to show our appreciation and our gratitude toward the first responders because they played a huge role taking care of my daughter, supporting us, her family, during what was an extremely difficult time. And so we wanted to show our appreciation and gratitude to them. So we put together this 5K run walk event to remember her, to raise awareness about violence against women, to show our appreciation and gratitude toward first responders. Yeah. So this is our second annual event. Right now we have, last year we had over 200 people participate. The community was wonderful. We had folks come out and just cheer on the runners and the walkers. We had vendors there. Our proceeds, the majority of our proceeds, went to and will go to this year again to Oswego County Opportunities Safe Program, services to aid families. So, and also to Christina's House of Hope. So those two organizations provide information, resources, support for, women and men who are, in domestic violence situations or find themselves for different reasons, houseless. So those are our two main folks that we provide that our proceeds go towards. Also, last year, and we're planning on doing that again this year, we established two $500 scholarships for folks who want to go through EMT training. 'Cause again, we really want to recognize first responders for the work that they do every day in all kinds of, they help us in all kinds of different situations. So that's a little bit about, why where we came from, where Rachel's Warrior Run, came from. And it was, you know, Rachel's family that got together and said, we want to do this. And then from there, we've got lots of people who have helped us and supported us along the way. And it is all these folks who have helped make a difference and get us to where we are today. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. That was wonderful. Can I just ask, what does the name Rachel's Warrior Run mean to you? And why was the run the way to go?
Well, Rachel, she was a Zumba instructor, and there's this one song, this warrior song that she always played at the end of her classes, and people that that went to her classes, knew about her classes, this connected this song to Rachel. It's like you hear the song, you think of Rachel. You see Rachel, you think of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also did strong women competitions, and so I think you have to be a little bit of a warrior to do some of the things that she did as a strong woman competitor, pulling like I don't know how many pounds the Jeep was, but so she did those competitions, and she was a single mom. Um, Single moms, just by being a single mom, are warriors out there fighting the great fight, So, and, Rachel's spirit was, one of, making the most of whatever situation she found herself in. She's a single mom. She's got 2 children and, sh- took great care of them. And she was a warrior in life. And she did some running. I have done some running in my past. And I just find that 5K or running, walking events, those are always very positive events. People are, they're just positive. People come out, they're happy, they're smiling, they're with their friends, they're with their family, they're doing something that's, good for them physically. And also, usually those monies that are raised go towards really important causes. So I just think that it felt right for Rachel.
Absolutely. I love that. So she herself was a warrior.
She was.
Just the word kept coming up. It was definitely, it resonated with her. And you were like, let's turn this around and use it in
Yes,
her
exactly.
remembrance. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
exactly.
So if they were to attend this year's event, when is the event?
Saturday, August 22nd. The race starts at 9 a.m. We are having a kids dash this year. That's new, and the kids dash starts at 8:45. That's like about 50 yards. We're out of Breitbeck Park in Oswego, New York. Um, the registration on race day, Saturday, August 22nd, opens at 7 a.m. So, if you haven't signed up and you want to sign up, and Saturday, August 22nd rolls around, you can sign up on the day of the race. Yeah. Out of Breitbeck Park.
Very cool. And earlier we said this was your second one. So
Yes.
this year is just way better than last year, and it's going to get better. You know what I mean? You're just growing as one can do, and this year you have some new like activities and special features planned for the event. Can you kind of talk about those?
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna have our vendors that we had last year, which would be Safe, Christina's House of Hope, uh, Master Prior's Taekwondo of America will be there doing demonstrations. But new this year is we have a purple hair braiding
Mm-hmm.
space. You can get your hair braided, 1 braid, 2 braid, 3 braids, I think, in a purple braid with some glitter if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new this year. We're also going to have a food truck. Toastbusters will be there, and I heard their food is very delicious. We're going to have the strong woman. I mentioned that Rachel was a strong woman competitor. one of her trainers, friends, while she was in that environment, his gym, 315 Strong, the gym, they're located in the Baldwinsville area, but he's going to be there with his folks, and they'll have some equipment there. So if you want to check out how certain things work, you can do that. He'll have some merchandise that, people could purchase if they wanted to. Let's see, what else are we going to have? The Desens house out of Oswego will be there, and that's like a rehabilitation, provide housing and all types of supports for folks who are struggling with different kinds of addictions. They'll be there. As volunteers, our volunteers, we're going to have the SUNY Oswego women's field hockey team is going to be there helping us and
Woo!
cheering folks
Love
on.
that.
And also the Hannibal Warrior cheerleaders will be there cheering folks on. So we're really excited about that. And I know we have some other folks who are going to be there, but I can't think of them, everybody,
That's okay.
right now.
You have a long list. You're doing great. That's what we like to see. I just want to ask, what does it mean to you that so many people within our community are getting involved? I mean, you have purple hair braiding, so you're doing an action where people can go and show their pride, that you have the community coming together. So what does that mean to you? But also, why are these partnerships essential in making the difference?
They are essential, Reagan. And I mentioned to you in one of our conversations that it's a journey. It's been a journey. It's a journey. And I think back, and there's been times when I wondered if it really mattered, if doing this really, mattered to anybody outside of Rachel's family. And people have shown me, new people that I've met, people that I knew before, groups that I've become involved with, we've become involved with, Rachel's Warrior Run, have affirmed for me that this is something, this event is something that is wanted in the community, needed. We've heard so many people's stories about, violence or domestic violence in their lives, and survivors, their stories, and people are in telling us, yes, this is important. They are telling us, yes, this message is important. People want to hear it. People need to hear it. So that's really made a difference for me, to know that, well, I told you that a lot of people knew Rachel and she was loved. So that matters to me. But then the message matters to people, and they feel like it's good for them to hear it. They feel like there's other folks who need to hear it. And the different groups, us working together, us all coming together, we're stronger together. And I think that it's needed, and we're making a little bit of a difference. And I hope that we can continue to do that work and continue to make a difference in people's lives and in the community.
Absolutely. That was wonderful. So, what would you say to someone who might be nervous about participating in this year's event? Is this I know you said there's a kids dash, but is like the 5K run competitive? Is this really just all for fun?
Yeah, it's for fun.
Of
It's
course, of
definitely for
course.
fun. I
Yeah.
mean, if two people or a group of people, you know, they come together and they want to run and compete against each other. I guess that's, you know, they can
Yeah.
do that. But no, this is for fun. It's not. However, the route, part of the route is, if you're familiar with Oswego, we're running up or walking up Washington Boulevard that goes along the perimeter of the college, and it's a little bit of a hill.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you might I think you might run into a little bit of, well, like, this might not be an issue, but there might be some traffic, so people will see you guys. You got an incline, so
Yeah, well,
yeah.
but you know, we're gonna have folks all along the race route, like those field hockey, Oswego field hockey players.
92.1 The Wolf will also be
Oh
on the
yeah,
race route, right?
yes, yes,
We're gonna
yes.
go.
Woohoo!
So you
We're excited
definitely,
about that.
yes,
So excited about
yes.
that. So we have people along the race route to make sure that people are staying on the side of the road that they need to stay on and
Mhm.
staying safe, going up and coming back, because it is you know, it's an out and back route. But yeah, we're going to have folks making sure everybody stays safe, because yes, they don't. The city does not stop the traffic for the event.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to see people coming together, wearing purple, participating and showing their support?
I Reagan, I can't express like what my heart does when I watch the videos that were made last year. And you know what I noticed, well, I noticed all of that. You know, there was all of that. And what I noticed was there were families, there were a lot of kids there. I loved that. Um there was so many smiles. People were smiling and having you know, enjoying each other's company and enjoying the day. And we fortunately had a beautiful, you know, beautiful weather that day, and we're right, you know, close to the lake, so you get a nice view, a beautiful view of the Lake Ontario. But I just, you know, seeing people together, enjoying each other's company, smiling. They were there with their kids. They're there with their strollers with kids. They're there with their dogs. It just, you know, it really
Yeah.
does something to your heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you mentioning the kid dash and kiddos being there made me think, like, why is, and you doing the kids dash, which is, you said, is new this year, right?
Yes. Yep.
So why is it important to take a second and do something for the kiddos, even though this might be a little bit of a touchier subject? You know what I mean? Like, why is it important to keep everybody involved and make sure everybody has something?
I think kids, that's where you start to instill,
Mhm.
you know, how positive these types of activities are,
Mhm.
you know, on a personal level, um, impacts whole families and then communities. Uh, it's in, you know, involvement in community activities, getting kids involved, instilling that in them young makes a difference for throughout their whole lives, and they become
Absolutely.
adults who want to be involved, you know, in positive activities, in making a difference in communities. I mean, you see kids out there every day doing some like really impressive things. You know, you've got little now I've seen so many lemonade stands this
I
year
know,
and kids selling
that's a
lemonade,
good
and
point.
I,
You are
I
so right. These kiddos are working hard, and I did stop on my way home. They were right on the street corner and came, come up right to the car and are, "You want lemonade?" And
yeah,
you can't help yourself because you're like, "Oh, just take it. Like,
they're
take my money. You're working
you're
hard."
doing
Yeah,
it.
it's nice to see
Yes.
kids with ambition and being outside. Commonly we
Oh,
see
yes.
them.
The physical activity
Yes,
and the outsideness,
yes,
those are all so positive, and
absolutely.
make just a difference for kids as they're, you know,
Yeah.
growing into young people and young adults and yeah.
Yeah. So, how can listeners register or participate in this year's event?
So we have a registration sign up. a registration site through Run Sign Up,
Mhm.
Run Sign Up, so you can register that way. We're having our packet pickup next Friday, August 21st, in Oswego at the Elks Lodge on 5th Street. So, if you haven't registered, we'll be there from 4 to 7 p.m. You can come, stop by and register that way, or on race day, the morning of the race, you can register that day. Registration opens on Saturday, August 22nd at 7 a.m. and folks can register right up until just about the start of the race. So yeah, so the Run Sign Up registration site, packet pickup on Friday, August 21st at the Elks Lodge, and then on race day. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I know you said the Hannibal High School cheerleaders and the Oswego hockey team are going to be holding down the fort along the racetrack. But are you still looking for volunteers? Are you still looking for sponsors or local businesses for this year's event? Or maybe in the future, like if they wanted to be
Definitely.
involved?
Definitely in the future. Uh, I don't want to say that we have enough volunteers for race day because I just you don't know, something happens and folks can't show up.
Yeah.
If some extra pair of hands would have helped. So if you're interested, you can reach out via our Facebook page, Rachel's Warrior Run, Oswego, New York, and volunteering on race day, or sponsoring or donating. Um, you can donate via the registration site, but also definitely our plan will be to schedule the 2027 event right after the 2026 event. And then, yeah, so moving forward, we just want to, however, we can support each other, around, raising awareness about violence against women or around, developing our youth um, in positive ways or how we can appreciate those first responders. However, we can do that together. We're open to it. Yeah.
Mhm. Are there ways for people to support the event even if they can't participate in the run? Maybe going to your website and donating to like a a link there, or I know sometimes you work with like master priors taekwondo when you do events. So do you have any other ways that people can get involved outside of the event?
Certainly, we'll continue to, do what we did this past year with Master Priors Taekwondo and some other
Mhm.
organizations,
Yeah.
hosting um, self-defense seminars, for example, or we worked with SAFE this past spring to open up a presentation about domestic violence information and resources. And we opened that up to the public and had a presentation. So um, right now, unfortunately, we don't have a website, but that's one of the things that's on our list to accomplish, to develop for this coming year after this 2026 event. So, we hope to have a website up and running, before 2027, but that's part of our plan. But um, we want to work with other groups. Our thing is to develop relationships with other groups that have similar missions, and however we can, you know, share our work and toward accomplishing that mission. That's what we want to do. We want to expand the groups that we're working with. Um, what that is going to look like, I don't know yet, but this, I think the sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
So I don't,
So if something piqued interest within our conversation, maybe the best avenue of communication would be like reaching out to your Facebook,
you
seeing how to get involved that way, and then you can kind of like do more specifics from there.
absolutely, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Reagan, that's good because we do have our Facebook page and,
Yeah.
people are, they can message us,
Sure.
through that page.
Yeah. Do you have any like final thoughts or last things you want to say about this year's upcoming event?
Well, the past 2 years have just been, you know, difficult for different reasons, but also so heartwarming. It's just the people that we've met and how they've responded and shared and supported us, and it just has made a difference. It sounds like to me, not just to us, but a difference in other people's lives. And it's we had a great time last year. We're looking forward to having a really great time again this year. So, and it's you guys that make the difference. People that come out, run, walk, cheer,
Yeah.
enjoy the setting, Breitbeck Park in Oswego. And I told you, you can, Lake Ontario is right there, so it's a beautiful location. So we just, and you guys make the difference. It's you people, you folks that participate that make the event wonderful. So we want you there. Please come. Yeah.
Thank you, Liz. We're so happy you were able to make it in today to share your story, to share the incredible work that you're doing. This brings us to the finish line of today's episode. You see what I did there of Inner Harbor Media. A huge thank you again to Liz for joining us today and sharing the heart and story behind Rachel's Warrior Run. It's incredible to see how one person's story can touch the hearts of an entire community and bring us all together, support one another, and turn strength into action. Whether you're participating in the run, volunteering, donating, or simply showing up to show your support, every bit of involvement help makes this event special. If you'd like to learn more, head on over to Rachel's Warriors social medias. um, you can learn how to register, donate, get involved. Be sure to connect and help spread the word. Thank you so much for listening to today's Inner Harbor Cast Community Connection, where we continue to shine a spotlight on the organizations and people making a difference within Central New York. I'm Reagan LePage. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Reagan.
Thank you, Liz.